Well, hello. I am Denise with Cal State Caregivers, and this is Raquel.
Hi.
And happy 420.
Woo!
So we are here to celebrate with you and to enjoy the day with you and talk about health and wellness and THC.
The best.
So, do you have the lighter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's smoke.
All right.
Do you want me to? And yes, we do have our own joints today.
Mm-hmm.
Because not everybody likes the same thing. And I think that's part of kind of what we're trying to get across when we do these videos, is to help people understand that everybody is different. We all have different spaces that we're coming from. And some people want to smoke more, some people want to smoke less, some people use more edibles than others. So how does that work for everyone so that we can all have a good day and everyone enjoy and not end up feeling like they've had too much?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll kind of go there today.
Yep, that sounds good.
Cool. So last time you came over, or last time it was Cheyenne was here and she brought you some edibles, right?
Yeah, these were the ones I
infused?
was taking. Were
they the
just
300s?
little- Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Did
And
you like
so
them?
what's really nice is like what you were talking about is, so like I never really was super into edibles. So when you say like it's however many milligrams, it doesn't really mean that much to me. You know, I can't like understand how much is enough for me. And so with these gummy bears, since it like gives you, it's like this much per serving, you know.
Right.
I
And how
took
much are these? These are
How much is it for
17
one?
milligrams for each bear.
Mhm.
So each one of these little bears in this package is 17 milligrams, and there's a total of 300 in the package.
Yeah, and so that's what's nice is like I could take one, and I guess it's like falls into the microdosing category
Yeah.
where it's like you can start off like figuring out how much you can, I guess, handle, you know, because everyone has different like metabolisms.
Handle in what stage, though, right? Like
Yeah.
handle if you're going to school and going to work that day,
Exactly.
or handle if you're going to go on a hike and it's for a 20-day handle.
No, that's what I mean. So it's like if I have the day off to do whatever, I'm gonna wake up and take, you know, like. Eat
So
like
how
3
many of these
them.
would you eat? Yeah, so you would eat maybe 3 of these if you were going to just wake up and your day was just a wake and bake kind of relaxation day,
Mhm.
let your endocannabinoid system kick in and let your body really get some good deep rest,
Yeah, absolutely.
but still functional. And so
Mhm.
that for you, that's about three of these 17 milligram bears. But what
Exactly.
about when you're in school and you just have a full day and you're just trying to like
Yeah,
get
see,
through?
so that's what was nice is like, on days where I have school or I work at like a really high energy restaurant, and so I feel like it's like, it helps me with my pain because I get really bad cramps, and so it
Okay.
definitely is like, I want to have it for that when I'm like at school and at work, but still be functioning, like be functional, like, you know.
Yeah, be a functional stoner.
Yeah, there's no other way to put it, but
Because we are all functional stoners at the end of the day.
that's how you do it. And so I would just take one and like it would, you know, ease my pain. I could still run around the restaurant at top speed, you know, like it's a really nice balance.
Yeah.
So I'm a really big fan. Because then
Okay.
it keeps it consistent and you can kind of just manage how you want to be when, at what times. You know what I mean? It's very controlled in a way. Like,
How did you go through the process when you got Cheyenne just kind of told you, Dee said, make sure you kind of, you know, keep a log or keep track
Yeah.
somehow for your own self so that you
Mhm.
have an idea of how much you're using during the day for going to school and how much you want to use at night to go to sleep or to go hang out at the movie or hang out with your friends, whatever, based upon your lifestyle. So how did that process unfold for you? Like, did it just take a day or?
I mean, I want to say like over 2 days, that's all it took was because I ate one, waited it out, you know, like 2 hours of seeing like how I was feeling and I was good, and then I was like, okay, I'll take 2, like
Yeah.
later on that day, and then, you know, I just kept one was all right, time for 3, you know, and it's
Yeah.
part of it is I love gummy bears so much, which is like, Oh, this could get bad. And then I'll get stoned and probably end up eating the whole bag. I'm just
these are
kidding.
good, huh?
Yeah, no, they're tasty. Because another thing is, like, I used to not just really like the taste of edibles because I don't know. Maybe I just had some really crazy ones when I was in high school that might, you know what I mean?
They used to be bad. They used to.
Yeah.
They've advanced their technology and how.
Yeah, and so, yeah, they did it right.
Nice. We haven't had any edibles today, huh?
Mm.
I'm gonna have an edible. So I'm gonna have one of these right now, and I don't know. Do you want one?
I'm good. Finish my joint up.
I think she's got. I'm not going anywhere right now, so I'm gonna have one of these, and I'm gonna show them to you. This is a little pink bear. Happy 420.
Woohoo!
And they're good.
Yep.
These ones, I've actually never had the THC ones.
I love them.
I've only had the CBD ones.
Yeah, those are great. Too.
I might have to play with those today.
I mean, the bag's open now. You might as well.
I might have to play with those and see how they work out.
Yeah.
So, we were also kind of talking about CBDs. We kind of touched on younger people and CBDs a little bit, and I like CBDs for children. Children who have autism, children who have mood issues, children who have anxiety disorders, ADHD. You can actually go on Mayo Clinic. Did you know that? And it has, you can see on mayoclinic.com, you go into the research tab, I think it is.
Okay.
And you can look up marijuana, and it will talk about the conditions and what it'll show what it covers.
Yeah.
And it has like a rating of from A to D, just A to D segment, right? And you'll see how high the research is. And if you look on there, autism, epilepsy, ADHD, anxiety, mood issues, things that where we're just racy or we just have a hard time within ourselves. A lot of these issues that we normally would put a child on Ritalin for, CBDs and THC work really well. But the first line of defense for children, I think, is hemp-based CBD. And also, like, I have a nephew has some really bad IBS issues, I was telling you. And I've been giving it to him CBDs because he likes the gummy bear taste. So he'll eat those and feel a little bit better. So if you know anybody who's kind of looking in the younger generation.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when I think about, I think what needs to happen is, like, we need to end the stigma around the fact that CBD comes from a plant, because I have actually talked to my sister-in-law and my brother, because they have 2 nieces that are younger, and one of them has just, like, really bad temperament problems, and the doctors want to say, like, oh, she has ADHD, and she's so young, and it's like, CBD could help out, but they want to put her on Ritalin, just like you were saying. And I've seen, like, 8-year-olds on it, like my friend's sisters, like younger sisters, and I'm just like, when I do try to talk to some parents about it, but there tends to be, like, you know what I'm saying about the whole stigma around it, just because of its, like, source. But what's so great is it's completely non-psychoactive.
So I like to always, at this point, I've already raised 3 children, so I can interject myself into a space that says, with a 27-year-old son, a 25-year-old, and a 23-year-old, I can say that when I was raising my children, giving them THC tea for nausea and being sick, I was scared. I was literally like, am I going to get in trouble? What if one of my kids goes to school and they say, oh yeah, she makes that special tea for us? That was a different era. And so that stigma and that fear has not necessarily gone away. It's still around and it's still with us. And it permeates every part of our life. That's why I have a really strong feeling of we just have to keep talking about it. We don't have to agree about it. We just have to talk about it and then let people make their decision. But we can also give them the information, and there's more and more research coming out, and there is a lot of research. The fact of the reality is most people don't understand this, but speed is the base of all of Ritalins, Adderalls, all of these drugs. It is speed, and it is methamphetamine that is the base, and that's what we are giving our children.
Yeah.
And we have a stigma on a plant that has CBDs in it. And so actually we also have CBDs that are coming from the hemp plant. Do you know the difference between the hemp CBD and the cannabis CBD?
Not necessarily. Like I could kind of
So
assume
if you were describing it, how would you describe it?
Well, I
And I'll
mean,
tell you how I describe it.
well, coming.
I'm not that good at it. That's why.
Oh, right.
It's the hot seat moment.
Well, I just want to. I mean, I feel like when you say it's from a hemp plant, people know that hemp is like strictly for
industrial.
like
spaces.
fibers and
Yeah,
you know, like not
Yeah.
it doesn't like grow like flowers, right? That people smoke. Is that
Yeah,
And so it's like when
yeah.
it comes from a hemp-based plant, it kind of it's like you can tell someone like, well, this is there's no trace that, like it couldn't even have THC, like.
There can be like trace elements of THC, but trace elements of CBD.
Okay.
Whereas if it comes from a high, and I've kind of changed my wording, and the reason I asked how you would kind of elaborate on that, because I get this question so much, and a lot of people don't understand CBD from cannabis versus hemp CBD. They just have it rolled up into one. Or they think that hemp CBD there's no benefit there because it's not from the cannabis plant. So I get a lot of pushback saying that, oh, it has to be from cannabis or it's not really CBD.
Yeah.
And so there's not true. It is CBD. It is 100% CBDs, cannabidiols coming from the hemp plant. However, it differs in the fact that when it comes from a high cannabis strain plant or a high CBD cannabis plant, it is always going to have like 1%, 2%, 3% THC, right? You're never going to get just totally, well, maybe at some point, but as I understand it now, and I'm not a scientist. As I understand it now, with high cannabis CBD strains, you still end up having, 1% of THC, whereas in these you'll have, it often says 0 THC.
Okay, because that's important because when I think about, like, let's say, like, my mom has a company car, and so she can't have any THC in her system at all, so she could take these CBDs and get the benefits from it because it's, like, hemp-based, and that's what'll be, be okay with her work.
Oh, 100%. And the really great thing about CBDs is there is a mental high when your mind just gets really clear and your mood just lifts and everything just feels energetically right. Now, CBDs will help that, but if you're not understanding what it is, you might confuse it for a lot of different things. So meditation, find out where your mind is, find out where you're at, and breathing in so you know what you're feeling, because CBD and THC both are just an aid that we use to help our bodies understand how to live in the now and how to be free of pain and to give our body what it really needs, right? To be really healthy and to be balanced.
Definitely.
So from that perspective, CBDs still have their own type of high.
Okay,
It is
yeah.
generally an energetic and a
Yeah.
happy feeling. But if you have a sensitivity to anxiety and you're not present within yourself, it might tip and make you feel that way. So you still start low, go slow. THC, CBD, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Always start low, go slow.
Definitely, and that's why I recommend these like so much when you're trying to figure out like the edibles, because it's the perfect stepping stones, you know, with THC or CBD.
Yeah, and do you like that? Because you know that process, I think the process of figuring out what microdosing is at each level is really a great way to spend an afternoon.
Yes. I would not go back and change a thing.
Because as you're microdosing, you also notice that by the end of the day, you're a little more ready for sleep, I notice.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've definitely had like pretty crazy sleep problems too. I can't deny that I have a caffeine problem and don't realize that maybe I shouldn't drink this coffee at 4 in the afternoon. So so that actually really helps me though, because sleep is hard when you're
Okay.
fired
so
up.
do
and
you
it'll-
find that whenever you
No, yeah.
started using the edibles in that way when you're working, going to school and stuff, and
It's completely changed my sleep cycle. Like, I can sleep through the night for... Like, I used to wake up at least... You know, I'd wake up, like, in the middle of the night, like, 4 in the morning, and would have a hard time going back to sleep. But now it's like I'm a baby, all snoring through the night.
Nice.
It's really... I didn't even really think about it that much until you brought it up, but that has definitely changed.
That is why when we
Yeah.
talk about, keeping some type of log, now it's a process, because you're going to notice, and that might encourage you a little bit more to just jot things down.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
A little bit more as you go, in all aspects of your life, because, this is a journey that you're on.
Mm-hmm.
And
It really
it's a
is.
really long journey. And right now that journey involves working in restaurants and going to school and living a very full life.
Mm-hmm.
And in 10 or 20 years, you're going to forget so much about this aspect of your journey.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just get into writing
Jotting
a
it
little
down. Yeah.
bit, yeah, you're going to look back and there's going to be so many things that you'll be so grateful that you remember, because it's made you who you are.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's how you thought at that point, and you're like, oh, God.
No, I look back
I
on...
really did think that way.
Yeah. High school was love looking back on that. What I thought my problems were.
Yeah, life really adjusts itself, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess this was a really nice chat. I really am happy that you stopped by and wanted to hang out and say hello. And
Oh, yeah.
to everybody out there, we hope you have a wonderful 420 holiday. Remember, it's a great day to practice microdosing. Start low, go slow, because you have the whole day to play, but it's not fun whenever you end up with too much. So, low and slow, and
Unless you're okay
enjoy.
with